Hey, what's up everybody? Ernie here with Wicked Awesome Gifts, and I'm almost finished with this water bottle order for the kids softball team, and realized I didn't take a video of doing one yet. So here's the JDS 20-ounce water bottles. I call them tumblers. Everything powder coated I call tumbler, but they're advertised as water bottles, but I mean obviously you can put anything you want to in there. These are really cool. I'll put a link in the description. There's the engraving for the softball team, their name and the number. Got that file off Etsy. One cool thing, if you're not familiar with these water bottles, they have a built-in straw. Okay, and when you open and close it, it always goes back to the same spot. So if you engrave something center line of that, it'll always be in the middle. And when they carry it, it'll be there. This flips up, and they have a straw they can drink out of, right? You don't need to tilt it. That's a straw, so you suck on it and drink it. One thing I've noticed, that when you drink it, it's better this way, and then you don't see the logo. You stare at your own logo. So sometimes you have to drink this way so people could see. Sometimes I'll engrave on this side. This all depends, but for the most part, when you're carrying it, you want people to see the thing, so I do this as the front. These are really durable. I've had a couple break that took a direct hit on a drop, right? Only two, and I've done a lot of these, so I only had two break. And when you do this much stuff, you inevitably end up with errors, or test cuts as we call them, right? So I've got a couple of these on hand. I save them when I screw up the cup, so if anyone reports that they broke one, I'll just give them one. If I don't have any, then of course they got to buy one. You can get replacements. But these are pretty neat. This is the 20 ounce. They come in 12, 20, 32, and 40. And 40s are monsters. But these are pretty neat. Good for little kids, 6-7-year-olds. So there you go. That's a brief description on what this product is. These are pretty awesome. And inside the little finger grip, it's nice silicone. It feels good on your finger. So this is a really good product. It costs a little bit, but excuse me, it's manageable. So we're gonna go hop on the machine. I've got one done, and I was just about to set up and do the other one. So let me go finish that setup. I will briefly tell you about the setup. I'm not gonna make you sit there and watch me do it. And then we'll engrave it, we'll clean it, and I'll show you the product, and we'll be done. And what I'm going to start doing now on all these videos is take like I did on my last one, I think glassware or something, I forget. I just do a screenshot at the end of the video. So after I say goodbye, I'm not really leaving. There's still 5 or 10 seconds, and it'll be my a screenshot of my settings for you guys to watch, so you can see what the settings that I use are. Even though you're going to have to tweak them for your own machine, but we won't go there today. So, see you in a minute. Okay, boys and girls, we're over here at the laser, as you can tell by the noise. And I wanted to show you one thing real quick. I haven't done a video on this little device, so I just wanted to demonstrate it real quick. Alright, let me turn this down, and let me turn off the air. Alright, so we can hear. So, let me stick you on here so I can use both hands. Alright, so there's our bottle, and I'm in the rotary. I got everything lined up the way I want it. And let's, you notice that these things are sometimes tapered. They're not level, whatever. So I have one of those, you can't see them, but one of those little leveling deals underneath the bracket. Now the guys over at, I can't remember, I think it's Alive Pixel Creations or Geeks at Large, one of the two. I think it's Alive Pixel, has a way better rotary tilt mechanism adjustment. I wish I had bought that. I'm still going to buy that, but since I just bought the CO2, I had to reorganize what I'm doing with my funds. So Here in a little bit, after that settles down, I'm going to go buy one of those. This thing's cool. It does a great job, but I really like the one over there. So anyway, let's pretend that we got her all set up and she's not level, right? So if we look at our little bubble now, you can see it's not level at all. I love this thing. So I put pressure on the bottom, just grab the cup and move it up. Now she's level. How stupid cool is that, right? And to some of you, there now it's level in the back, so you can make sure. Some of you might be like, yeah, duh. But I mean, for those of you that have done a lot of tumblers, especially tapered tumblers or wine tumblers, man, this is a godsend, right? Especially if you've done a lot without using that, and you see my old videos, I'm shoving crap underneath, wedging it up. It's a big common thing I see everybody asking about. You know, I wish xTool would have gotten smart and just, you know, sold one of their own. They have that little stupid leveling thing at the end you can put that, right? But that doesn't work well at all. So anyway, now she's level again. I might as well go ahead and show you my finishing setup. I know this. The other thing that's important, just as important as being level, is having your laser focused to the top. I can't stress that enough. So many times we see people that still have lines, or it seems like the image didn't all burn off and you got to go scrub at it and finally it comes off just a slight bit. If your laser isn't perpendicular to the cup, it's not going to work right? Even if it's off the side a little bit. So now the focus is out and it's still going to work, but it's not going to work as good. And that's when you don't get as clean of an engraving. So, mine's already set. I know that's where it needs to be. Nothing's moved since I've been doing this batch, so we're good. So now, I forgot to show you over there too with these cups or water bottles. Remember how I said when you close them, the front always goes back to the front, and it has this little deal on it, so you know where the front is. I mark it with a piece of tape. So when I'm doing these batch jobs, I'll cut a bunch of little pre-cut little pieces of tape, and then I mark them. Now I know all I got to do is bring my laser head over that's already perpendicular, line it up with that, turn this until it's lined up, then I know we're squared, and I go back and I'm starting this batch job with this particular image at 35 millimeters up from this rim. So super easy setup. It took me longer to talk about it than it will to do it. So I'm practicing not talking as much. So let me just do this, hit start, and then we'll come back after it's done when I clean it up. So now it's there. I know my image is going to be centered. Taking a little measure tape, stick it at the end. And 35. So all my cups are 35. So they're all going to be on the bench, and they're all going to look exactly the same. So there we go. That's it. Just pop her in, get the engraving done, clean it up, and I'll show you the settings when we're done. Let's frame it. Every time I move the laser head, I always frame it just to make sure all the belts and pulleys and everything get back on track. Sometimes when you're moving things around, it'll get a half step. So it's always good to frame it too for that reason. There we go. All right. And away we go. I noticed I stuck a little thing on there, and we'll talk about that another day. These fans are crazy. Alright, we're not going to watch this. I'm going to hit pause, come back when we're done. Alright everybody, we're back, and cup's done. I went and washed it. You guys have seen me wash enough cups by now. You probably don't need to watch me do them all. So, all I do is hit it with LA Awesome, squirt it, hit it with toothbrush. If there might be any residuals left, then I hit it with magic eraser. There we go. There's our finished product. Nice and shiny, free of defects and blemishes. Now, I wanted to go over one little thing real quick with you. if you notice, we have a circle. We have a half circle, kind of an arc going on. The whole thing's kind of a rectangle, right? Square, got some flat down there where my website is. So we got a lot of different images going on here. A lot of people ask about making their circles look circles, and there's things like that. Ovals, guys, that looks like a circle, right? That baseball. I did not stretch the image. Now this is me, in my opinion, when I say this. Stop stretching your images. Set your circumference correctly. And if you have a tapered thing, like these are 240 around this end, 236 or 232 around this end, there's an 8mm difference. I go with the big end, okay? And it works out. Look, my circle's a circle. I didn't have to adjust the image in Lightburn, make it oblong, do all the math, circumference of pi, natfart, all that stupid crap you read about. You don't have to do all that, guys. It's just making it nonsense. Measure your cup. Use the big end. I mean, if it's a huge taper, you know, like 140 down to 40, that's crazy. You might have to do some math. But basic gradual tapers like these, you don't have to do it. You don't have to stretch your image to make it look more round. Round is round. Ideal in exacts, okay? So I'll flip around a minute to show you the settings, and when I do, I'll show you the height on the image. Now remember, it's this way. The height is 80 in Lightburn, and the width is 81.076. All I did was set the circumference and engrave it. I didn't adjust my image whatsoever. So if we look, we drop our tape measure. That's why I usually have it around my neck. Oh, it tied itself into a knot. There we go. Alright, so we said the height was 80. So we look at the widest bit of this image here over here is the web address. So we'll go from the W all the way to the M in .com. 80. This way, what did I say? 81.076. 81. Gotta find the middle. The very top of the E. I don't know if you can see. 81's pretty small to see on this camera, but there it is. 81. In between 81 and 82. Probably 81.076. So, I deal in exacts, guys. I want my logo to be exactly like it is on my screen. So, in order to do that, on these tumblers, you have to set your circumference properly. Every now and then you might have to adjust it a little bit. So I have another video that shows where, you know, I'll put a piece in the middle. Like I said, this is 80 tall. I'll find the center, measure down 40, mark it with some tape, frame it. If that laser dot don't come over the edge of that tape at that 40 mark, then you know it's not going to work correctly. Excuse me, so you have to adjust accordingly. In this situation, I measured the big end, 240, put it in, it worked. So, yeah, I just ate dinner. There you go. You don't mess with your image in Lightburn, guys, okay? Just make sure that your sizes match for your cup. Alright, let me spin you around, and we'll get a quick snapshot of the settings so I don't have to import. Come on, work with me. So I don't have to import a picture in later. So there's my image. Up there is the 80 that I was talking about, and 81. Open this up, and there's my settings. We have 6900 speed. This is millimeters per minute. It's 115 millimeters per second. Max power 75. Overscan at 5%. Lines per inch, I put 300 in there, but it did its thing and it went down to 299.88 for whatever reason. All shapes at once. So there you go. There's the settings. One thing I've noticed, guys, I've been turning off constant power mode. This is just weird. I used to always use that. And Now, lately, it's been making weird little dash marks on my cups. Like right when it starts and stops on the edge of the letter. I finally figured out, I unticked that, it stopped doing that. So that ruined a few cups. But anyway, there you go. There's the settings. And we are done. Nice little quick video of how we do JDS 20-ounce water bottles. Have a good day.